Well, happy Halloween, everyone. Good to see everyone for definitely the first time. We haven't been sitting here chatting about unfortunate Halloween's past and Raboya's fantastic yard decorations and stuff for about 20 minutes. Hey, this is Cowboys and Cthulhu, which is an appropriately spooky game about cowboys dealing with slightly unusual, one might even say eldritch happenings in the Old West. Let's do the thing. I mean, there's nothing like super special going on this session, right? There's no like imminent death hanging over everyone's heads or any of that stuff. So we can take our time introducing ourselves to the folks. So, yo, Chev, why don't you tell us about Arson?
Hey everybody, I am Chev. I am playing Arson, who is a probably safe to say former lawman at this point, who has, this is not his first run-in with, things of this supernatural, but it is definitely wearing on him, and he is barely hanging on, trying to survive and understand how to exist in a world in which spooky things are also true and real and a threat to him. And recently he lost a hand in mysterious circumstances, and he should be more concerned about that than he is. Yeah, he's a kind of a shooty person right now. So I don't know how well he's gonna fare, but we'll find out.
And I am playing Anna, who is a doctor and was gone last session taking care of Madame Celine, who is a psychic / slight embellisher we picked up along the way and got a little cursed. It's kind of her own fault for not making her rolls. If you ask me, I did my best to make sure she was alive in the first place with a lot of drugs. So, yeah, I think at this point, Anna's ready to, retire. She's freaked out, especially after opening portals and seeing what was underneath the old mill house. I think that was definitely interesting. So, and she's coming back into this with little knowledge, just knowing, oh, hey, I hear noises downstairs. I think my friends are back. So... That's about as far as we're at.
Okay.
So I'm playing Felix. So I am one of Mr. Forster's kind of mercenaries, kind of on regular hire. So he has came to a conclusion that this is just the world that he lives in now, of just spooky monsters and whatnot, and he doesn't understand. But he is trying to deal with it in stride and keep his sanity intact as much as possible. He is slowly losing that battle.
I mean, you're fine. What's your sanity?
30 or 40. My bad. Wow. 73.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
You are fine. You are clearly a sociopath if you've been able to deal with all this stuff and just be like, it's fine. Whatever.
I think he started at 80.
Yeah.
85 or something like that when we started the character sheet. So, I mean, he's lost quite a bit.
Yeah, it's true. I don't think you haven't had any real strong temporary insanity. Unlike someone who has lost their mind a couple of times. But one time, real big.
You gotta try it a few times to see if you like it.
Right. Your finger is still glowing, by the way.
It was twitching the whole time around Madame Celine. She's like, don't trace.
Yeah,
don't
right.
Trace.
So, yes. So, Mr. Forrest and Madame Celine and Minnie and another individual who shall not be named that lives in the attic and a couple of the other helpers have departed for a safe house that one of the safe houses that Mr. Forrest maintains that is similarly protected under the understanding that if the horde of ghouls that you awakened and effectively freed are looking for payback against you. They will come to you, and if they're looking to attack Mr. Forrest, they will come here as well. So you are all holed up in Mr. Forrest's mansion. Advantage is that it is quite well warded to keep supernatural threats out and or in. And you have been assured that although absent strange magics, ghouls are quite difficult to kill, as I believe Felix experienced firsthand in shooting one of them, and it's just kind of like, whatever. But there certainly are magical effects that can render them more susceptible to your mundane weapons. And Mr. Forrest was, I wouldn't say he didn't guarantee it, but he and Elaine seemed to be under the impression that the magics that protect this house might make them susceptible, at least give you a fighting chance. And the goal really, as I understand it, is to survive, to take as many of them out as you can, and if at all possible, to entice them to stick around until the sun rises, given that they will probably be destroyed by the light of the sun. And they're miles away from whatever hole they've been living in. So, sounds like a solid plan. Is there any other preparation? I believe we ended on the first sound of scrabbling on the shingles of the roof on the floor above you. But we did say that it was perfectly fine if you wanted to kind of retroactively have plans, traps, etc., that we would just roll for those as they come up. But is there anything happening, or has anything happened that we need to establish first?
It's more flavor text, but I want to run down the stairs and say, "Oh my God, hi!" And I'm a little more distraught, but the nice reunion. And it's gonna run and give Arson a hug, and just like flop. This has been a long day, and I feel like it's for y'all too.
He just kind of like catches her, and his expression is like somebody who's, you know, a thirsty person who hasn't had a drink of water in a while. But then he's like kind of, you know, stone faces again, and he's like, "Hey, is everything okay with Madame Selene?"
Okay, as a relative sense, yes, I think she's alive.
She's alive.
As for how much of her is actually left, I can't really say much of any.
Yeah, it's all book. She hasn't eaten or taken any liquid in days, nor does she appear to need it.
Yeah, by all accounts, she should be dead, but whatever it is, it's keeping her kind of in like a stasis.
Evil magic, yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird. I don't know. I think the basement kind of still messed me up because I felt like those letters on her body were moving, but I didn't trace them this time.
Oh, and they are.
Oh,
They
God,
they crawl around a bit on her skin.
So Elaine said that this whole place is marked with sigils or something, and like I still don't see it. That's not going to be like a problem for you, is it?
Can I look around and try to spot them?
Yeah, give me an occult.
Okay. Oh, how to remember how to play. I have a 31 out of 15. Do we have anything? I don't know.
Yeah, we do. We have a number of boons.
Ooh, can I use a major boon and flop that to a 13 to pass?
Sure.
I'm fine with that.
I will type it in.
Use the major boons on the set dressing.
Yeah.
Please do. Cool.
At least we know what we're working with.
Well, maybe it was your brush with the uncanny, maybe it was your time studying Madame Selene / the Book of the Flood that has improved your sensitivity to all things eldritch. But yes, indeed, as you look closely, you see very much what Elaine saw, which is woven into the brocade wall hangings, carved into the parquet floors, worked into the decorative finials in the staircase and in various different pieces of furniture, pounded into the relief of the tin ceiling. Everywhere you look are a variety of arcane sigils. And I will say you get a similar sense that they are protective wards that work in conjunction to create a barrier that is as effective, as much designed to keep unwanted influence out as it is to keep other things in.
Oh, it's everywhere. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Let's see, you flip on your HUD and you see like dot of like everything. Floor, ceiling, walls, individual pieces of furniture, stained glass windows, you name it.
I just like start pointing everything out. Like, oh yeah, it's all there. It's all there.
Yes. And be sure to bold occult, because that means you have a chance to improve it.
Okay.
Scrabbling on the roof.
Oh no.
So, does I'm going to assume that he would have like a piano here, right?
Of course.
Can I like string up piano wire like in a crisscross pattern, like in the windows, so if they jump through, they like get cut into like an X?
Sure. We can say that you have been doing that. Go ahead and give me, well, we talked about it before, maybe it's trap. Fish first comes back. Why is my piano ruined? It's like, oh no, they came in and destroyed it. It was the very first thing they did.
Right.
It's a rare piano.
I got a 17 out of 10. Is it a minor boon?
Sure.
Bring it down 10?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. So that would be a 10. Would match it.
Cool. So yes, you'll bring it down to a 7. So you're good. So you have covered a number of the larger ground floor windows with some piano wire. So if anything crashes through, it is likely to suffer some damage. What else?
So I think Arson's time would have been like what he would have been doing was trying to plan out routes, like trying to understand like the layout of the mansion and the areas where we're allowed to go, and know that like if they come in this way, then we need to go out this way. Just trying to like really like understand the layout, because like he's not super good at fighting, but he is good at like trying to plan and like infiltrate places and people, and like he understands like how people move through spaces. So he's trying to like, rely on that and think like, okay, like what's the easiest escape route from every single room. So I don't know like if that is something that's like I don't know what that would be, but I think that's how he would be approaching the situation.
Yeah, maybe I could, I mean, it could be a variety of things. It could be psychology as a way of trying to anticipate how an attacker might behave. That comes to mind. Trying to think if there are other, because survival doesn't really fit. It could just be it could just be a straight intelligence. Which for you is quite high.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, because I guess these are from the descriptions. I don't think I've fully faced these things yet because I wasn't there for that encounter. But from the descriptions, it sounds like they are more animalistic than like a human mind. So I think if he was just like intelligence, just straight up trying to analyze the situation of like, well, if we go here, then we got to go through that room, and like the closest out, like it's either the window or the door that's 4 rooms away. So I think the idea is that like if we're ever like in a really bad situation, like we're cornered or something, like what's the best way to get out? That's what he's trying to plan out. So I think like int seems fair.
Yeah, makes good sense.
25 under 80.
Oh, very good. It's a lovely hard success. So yes, you have cased the joint effectively. You are aware that there is in fact a basement that is reasonably secure. There is a separate, not quite root cellar, but like a larger pantry that is like fully blockable. Right? It's one of the only places. I mean, there's a few closets, but it's one of the only places with a sturdy door that doesn't have another access point. So it's a good last ditch. And you probably have like in your mind, you have a few different scenarios that should you be chased. Ideas of how you can like keep the chase up and move from room to room without getting cornered. So I will say that depending upon the scenario, that might give you a bonus on some rolls since you've done the preparation. So, scrabbling. Another thump on the ceiling or on the roof.
I have a question because I don't know if this doesn't necessarily have to be part of planning, and it can be part of the flashback, which we can or cannot do now or later, whatever you want to do. But I have something I want to poke around with, and I don't know how much time I have.
Well, in the present, you now hear a couple of sets of feet on the roof above you. So I would say in the present, you probably don't have much time. But you've been around for a while. So if there's something that you want to say that you have been doing, now is a good time.
I definitely want to poke around and see if the attic is unlocked before...
No, it is quite locked.
I don't know. Maybe we just break it open and say the ghouls did it.
I think there may even have been some discussion about that.
Mm-hmm. Shooting the lock-offs and stuff like that.
It's certainly...
Both had guns. They shot the locks off.
Maybe. It's certainly... I mean, it's... if you wish to have used some of your time in preparation to bust open the attic, you certainly may.
I kind of do. And I'll just lie through my teeth because we all know that Anna is really good at that.
Yeah.
And can definitely do that. So...
And Mr. Forrest is very gullible.
I want to try to break the door open, but make it look like maybe something clawed its way through it. So if I have to take a candlestick and bang at it.
Kick down the mill doors. She could kick it and then make it look like someone you know.
It's true.
I'll like kick through it a little and then cross through and then kick it from the other side to really...
All right.
Sell it.
Well, give me a strength.
Oh god, okay. A 47 out of 50.
Okay. It doesn't... I will say that if you were just trying to like knock it off its hinges, it probably would have taken a hard success. But what you were really trying to do was knock out a panel.
Yeah.
So yes, you knock out a panel sufficient that you can just kind of squeeze through.
Yes.
And you find yourself in the attic. It is dark.
Oh no. But he probably definitely took his bandaged ward with him, I'm gonna assume. So I just want to, I pull out my lantern, light it up, and just start carefully going up here to see what the stitches.
All right, spot hidden.
Okay. Ooh. 33 out of 55.
Ah, well, it's quite well kept, if a bit Spartan. There's a bed made. There's a writing desk. There is a basket with a variety of bandages in it. There's a freestanding cabinet with clean bandages and a variety of sort of unguents. I say you smell them and recognize a few of them as being like typical herbal balms and things. A few perhaps you don't recognize, that maybe give you a bit of a shiver when you touch them. And I would say you note something under the bed. A piece of paper, but quite large. Just peeking out from underneath. So there's a like a quilt kind of laid over the bed. It doesn't quite reach the floor. So just in that little bit of gap, you see a corner of paper.
Ooh, the spooky, scary, tilt the head under the bed. Don't jump scare me.
No. There is a box, smallish, and a somewhat scattered stack of paper, several sheets, but quite large, like several feet on an end.
Just want to carefully drag it out and peek at it.
It is a series of very masterful portraits.
Oh, he's an artist. What are they of?
A lovely young woman.
Do I recognize her?
Well, you should.
Oh no. Who is it?
Well, who do you think?
Well, I think it's me, but I don't want it to be.
It is.
Oh no.
They're quite
Oh,
flattering.
great. Oh, he got my good side. Are they okay? That's terrifying. Are they like abstract? Are they conceptual? Is it from afar?
I will say they are very traditional, very representational. But there is something a bit odd about the perspective. It's almost as if the perspective is slightly from above.
Yeah, that's fair.
So while the technique is traditional, the placement, the perspective is a bit odd. Perhaps he's just a progressive artist trying something new. Or perhaps he's been watching you.
The MySpace camera angle.
Yes.
Oh, great. Is everything under here like that? You said there were papers too.
Yeah,
Is it all?
yeah. There's 4 or 5.
Okay, we're just gonna casually slide that right back into place and just
Give me
tuck that
a
away.
dexterity.
Okay. Ooh, well, it's a 64 out of 60, but I'll spend 4 luck points just to put that. Yeah.
You don't accidentally crumple them up or rip them in half or anything like that.
No, we're just slide and repress, slide and repress.
Yes.
Except we'll mention that shortly. Okay, I just want to take another quick peek around and then see if there's anything like any, is there a briefcase with body parts up here or anything?
Oh no,
Okay.
they took that with them.
Oh no.
Maybe, you don't know.
Probably. I feel like he may be a possible Mr. Twister man. Potentially.
You think
Anyway.
Work would keep that in his house, though?
Look, hang on. We'll talk about that when I get downstairs.
Okay.
I want to
Just-
break a window, make it look like someone broke in.
Oh, so you want to go ahead and break a window?
Well, I don't want to, but to make it look like someone crawled out of the attic and busted a panel. I'm thinking in layers.
Right.
So what do you actually do?
Oh, that's a really good question. I want to break a window, or maybe I'll leave. He left a window open. I'll leave a window open.
Okay, so you open a window.
Yeah, we won't break it yet.
All right. In fact, and this is a window kind of near the peak of the roof that you have seen before. It's got some lovely kind of lace curtains. So we see, you set the lamp down and move forward, part the lace curtains, the moonlight shines in, and you just like unlatch it, open up the window.
Yep. Really rude of you to leave your window open. It's very careless. It's a bad decision, and it cost you a door. And Anna's saying all of this out loud as she's doing this. And then if I really, I feel like there's nothing else, then I'll just go back downstairs.
Crawl through the gap in the floor. Floor. Okay,
Definitely crawl through. I throw some of the wood like on the other side to make it look like it came.
Sure.
And then when I go downstairs, whoever I pass by on the way first, or if I run into both of them, I'll be like, well, he's an artist and a little bit stalker, but very flattering.
Who are we talking about?
Oh, I wrote down his name. Damon, the bandage guy who has been watching us apparently and painting a lot of portraits. Very flattering. I feel like he kind of maybe could have got my nose a little better, but it is what it is.
Wait, I thought that Forrest said that the upstairs was locked. Like, how do you know?
Don't worry, it looks fine. I just found a way in and then made it look not
fine? What is that supposed to mean?
I feel like you should trust me more. And the less that you know, even, the better that it is. But they're painting a lot of portraits of me, so I feel like whose privacy was really invaded.
The last time that I trusted you, you tried to open up a portal to another world.
And the last time I trusted you, you didn't stop me better.
I got clotheslined by a statue?
Maybe you should dodge. If you need help, you should take classes from Elaine. She's really good at it.
I told her to help, and
That's
she
what
did.
I took some of Elaine's tricks. I saw she did like the doop. So that's exactly what I did. Anyway, again,
Okay.
I feel like you're missing the greater picture here. Literally, the greater picture. There are these huge canvases of me in Damon's room.
Well, he's locked up here. He's got nothing else to do.
Well, that's fair, but then at the at the seance, they were like, he's not gonna stop till he gets his bride, and he gave me his bandage engagement ring thing, I'm assuming now in hindsight. Is he just longing and pining? That's fine. Or is he like creepy Mr. Twister? That's not fine.
Well, if he shows up tonight, then who knows what'll happen. But I mean, I think we have bigger problems to worry about than a secret admirer.
Well, that's fair. It's just weird.
Do you think is Forrest gonna get mad at us? Like, you didn't like break down a door or anything, did you?
I didn't.
Anna.
Okay.
He left open a window and a ghoul got in.
I mean, listen, like Felix
not
is
even
here.
here yet.
Felix is stringing up wire, so if anybody jumps through a window, like they get sliced to ribbons. And like we're trying to create barriers, not eliminate them.
Well, we
Scuttle,
just
scuttle,
know
scuttle. Crash, thump.
Oh.
like I thought maybe it would be something a little juicier. You know, the risk versus reward.
Well, you let them in. At least now we know where they're coming from.
Thump, thump, thump.
Exactly.
Thump,
I
thump.
created a funnel and it helps our case.
Okay. Okay. Does everybody have their weapons?
I'm gonna.
Yes.
Where is the door to the attic? Is it kind of like tucked away in like a hallway somewhere, or is it like at the top of the next stairs?
Yeah,
Is
so go out of the parlor, up the stairs, around, up a second flight, and then around a bit, and then kind of at the end of a hallway is another little. There's a door, and then a short stairway going up to another door, and that interior door is the one that Anna busted a panel out of.
We can put something in front of it.
You now
if
hear
we
scrabbling on the wood floor of the attic itself.
move it
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed.
The overturning of furniture, and then a howl.
He shouldn't have left his window open.
That reverberates throughout the building, and then changes a bit. It becomes somewhat muffled.
Huh.
Okay. Well,
And then there is a second howl from outside, as if through multiple throats. You can deduce that the creature that made its way in through the now open window started howling inside, and the seconds head outside, like ringing a dinner bell.
It's a funnel. We know where to defend. Like this, I didn't think it was gonna go like this. Okay, it went again. It went a little differently in my head.
I'll just open it up.
Well,
okay. Arson is gonna go over to like a side table, like trying to find like a medium-ish sized one that he can kind of like put. I'm kind of picturing like they're in a side room. They've got a view of the stairs that are coming down.
Yeah.
So like probably don't want to like we don't want to like post up right at the foot of the stairs or anything, but like somewhere with a view of when they're coming down. Trying to make like a barricaded spot where we can try and have some shelter or something. Okay. Felix. Is anybody coming in? Can you see any of them out the windows?
I'm gonna go ahead and kind of not get close to the windows, but peer out them to see if maybe there are any on the ground floor.
Really good idea, spot hidden.
Hidden. That is a 40 out of 74.
Oh, very good. Yes, you see a number of figures. It's hard to tell because although There is a moon out tonight. It's still quite dark. And really what you're seeing is just the figures that you can pick out against the backlight of nearby gas lamps. So it's difficult for you to get a count, but you do see a number of figures that seem to be moving cautiously, attempting to avoid stepping directly into the gas lamp. But you do detect enough motion to realize that there's a handful at least, of figures that are making their way, heads held up as if sniffing the air. They seem to be converging upon the house. I will say also you detect a blur of motion as something bursts from the nearby bushes and races at full speed toward the window that you're looking out. Now, you're not super close, but you might want to dodge.
I'm gonna go ahead and ready my weapon, and then go ahead and kind of get ready to dodge. Hopefully,
you could simply choose to fight back.
I would probably go with dodge. So what I would probably do is I would probably hesitate and see what the piano wires are gonna do first. And kind of let them jump through the window. Maybe these wards are going to keep them out of the building type of thing. Maybe like wait for the window to shatter. Oh, okay, it didn't do what I thought it was gonna do, and then dodge off kind of out of the way.
Okay. But so we'll say you take a few steps back just in case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, we shall see. Well, something dark and angular slams into the glass. And there's a bit of a sparkle as the glass of the window breaks, but does not give way.
Okay. Guys, I think the wards are working.
And then you see a hideously distorted, gaunt face press itself up against the glass and look at you, drool spilling out, something darker than drool, spilling out of its open maw.
Well,
as it begins to scrabble on the glass.
So, it looks like they might not be able to get through the actual wards themselves, at least for right now. I think the only way for them to get in right now would be that window that Anna...
The creature jerks its head as if hearing some sort of call and then bounds around, and then you hear another scrabble up the side of the house.
I was just really committed to making it look like we hadn't been there.
Some skittering across the roof, and then a similar kind of thump as a pair of feet hit the floor above you.
Do we have eyes on that hallway, Arson?
I peek over the. I'm kind of like crouched with like my head kind of like the neighbor from I forget
Home
the show.
Improvement.
Yeah, from Home Improvement. Like just kind of looking over. I don't see anything just yet, but I hear them. They're doing something up there.
Yeah, you can see up. I'll say to the landing. On the second floor, but the second set of stairs that go up is kind of directly above you and a little bit out of sight.
Okay, I've got my shotgun with slugs loaded, kind of like already perched and ready, so that if I see something in the landing, I can easily aim at it.
All right. What else is happening?
I'm gonna go ahead and kind of sit in between like the staircase of kind of where like I can kind of cover Arson if they kind of come out towards him, but I can also kind of cover like the front door-ish like parlor area, kind of like be in the middle of the steps.
Okay. Anna?
Um,
Is this when you reveal that you were on the ghoul side all along?
Okay, in hindsight, yes, I have made mistakes tonight. I already am aware of that. Now we're gonna make it work. I don't know. I feel like just probably over behind the neighbor home improvement fence
Okay.
with arson gun ready. And also as he's like watching the landing, kind of like eyes out on the room as a whole, just making sure nothing else pops up, you know.
All right. Give me a listen. As it becomes quiet. You're not sure how many you've heard climb up on the roof, but it's fewer than you saw, Felix.
I got a 20 out of 40.
47 under 60.
I got a 7 out of 20.
All right. So Anna and Felix hear creaking on the steps, on the stairs, going up to the kind of third half floor. You hear very tentative steps coming down. Arson, you're watching. You see just the fairest bit of, just a glimpse of maybe a betaloned hand as it guides itself down the stair rail and then moves out of your view.
As soon as I can see torso or head, I'm taking aim and firing.
All right. You wait and wait and wait. Seems like forever. And then you see one of these heads pop up over the banister and look down directly at you, recognize you as its face splits in a smile wider than it should be possible. And then it immediately howls this guttural howl and begins rushing, almost running on all fours, like it just kind of leaps at the far wall and rebounds off it and just begins charging down the stairs. Those of you who have guns out will be able to act before it can do much.
Ooh. That was almost bad. 73 under 80.
All right, that's a hit. Roll your damage.
Ooh. 16 damage total.
Wow. So you strike it with a slug in the center mass. A big chunk just flies off and hits the wall to its side. It continues to run as if it's not bothered, and makes it probably halfway down the stairs before the wound where you had hit it begins to almost steam with this black eminence. The chunk of it that hit the wall begins to bubble almost. And it stops there and looks down at itself, confused. And then looks at you with rage and takes a few more steps. And then basically kind of sort of breaks in half, as if whatever was motivating it, or as if the realization of its destruction has finally hit it. It kind of folds in half and then tumbles in a very awkward fashion down the remainder of the steps.
Okay, everybody. That's dead, right?
Is it?
Maybe. It's still twitching a bit.
Yeah.
Anna, let's
Shoot
shoot
it again. Double tap it.
Okay, roll to hit it.
Anna's gonna peek over and just shoot it, just to be sure. This is a fire handguns, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, a 25 out of 50 or 60.
Oh, quite good. I won't make you roll damage. Like, is it dead? And it has like, it's still twitching, and then just pops your little gun out and just blows, like literally blows its head off into
Now
bits and
it's
pieces. There is a clamor from above,
Oh no.
and it's. I'll say the camera pans up, and you can interpret how you get this image from based on what you hear and just how you're able to deduce. But there are a number that have made their way through the open window, and it's almost like they rush forward and then stop, suddenly less sure of themselves, but kind of bunch up together and are filled with rage. And you hear this rattling shriek echo down the open stairwell. And you ready yourselves for them to rush down the steps at you, and are somewhat surprised when they simply leap from the third floor. You see 3 dark shapes just fling themselves off the banister and then land 5 feet from you all. Yeah, if you have, well, let's see, Arson, you have 1 left before you need to reload.
Yes.
So
I will take aim at the closest one.
yeah.
Oh, that is a 68 under 80.
All right.
And the damage, 9 damage.
All right. Something about the way it was kind of in the process of crouching to absorb the energy of this leap. So what would have been another center mass shot kind of hits it in the shoulder. It does take a chunk out of it, but it appears to be worse for wear, but fully operational. Felix?
I would probably try to shoot one as it's falling, maybe, or try to.
I'll say it'll take a hard
Okay.
to hit it as it comes down. But it'll be awesome if you make it.
That is a 21 out of 86.
So yes, you made the hard. So yes, one of them is, we'll say the third one to drop down, came a little bit later. And seeing what's happening, you raise up. And are you using a handgun or a rifle?
I would be using my handgun.
All right.
Just because we're in a house, close quarters. A rifle is not.
Yeah, so you just raise up your handgun and fire and hit it. Roll damage.
That is 7.
All right. You catch it in like the thigh, but it's enough to alter its trajectory. So it falls back from you a bit and then crashes into the banister of the stairs and then falls prone.
Okay.
With its legs somewhat twisted beneath it. Anna?
So one Felix shot prone closer to him, and then there's 2 more that have fallen, one of which Arson shot.
Yeah.
Is the third one that's not shot, is it closer, or is the one that...
They're all basically in the middle of this stairwell. The one that Felix hit is a little bit further away, in fact.
Okay. I know Arson's got to reload. I'll shoot the one that he shot already.
All right.
See if we can get
Do
it
it.
out of here. Ooh, a 29 out of 60.
Ooh. Excellent. So double your damage.
Ooh, and that's a D10 plus 2. So I only double the dice, or do I double everything total?
The dice.
Okay. So 14 total.
Ooh, another headshot. So the one that Arson had shot was a similar kind of thing. I mean, it was a pretty powerful shot. You took a big chunk out of its like neck and shoulder meat, but it was just kind of standing up with one arm hanging a little bit looser than the other, but it didn't seem to be in any pain. But just as it was turning to look and examine this chunk that had been blown out of it, you catch it in the side of the face, and the head turns to mist. The body stands for a second and takes a few steps and then falls down. So we have the one that is prone near the steps, and we have the one that is uninjured. The one that is uninjured is probably going to go after Anna.
Since she keeps taking their heads off, makes sense.
Keep killing them. And the one that Felix shot is going to go after Felix.
Okay.
So, would you like to fight back or dodge?
Would it be, I'm going to assume a fight or dodge is the rolls that I would use,
Yeah.
Correct? Okay. Let's go with a dodge.
All right.
Higher success rate there.
So we'll do Felix first, and we'll see. I will impose a little bit of a penalty on this one because it's a little bit less mobile. However, yes, go ahead.
I was gonna say, go ahead and make it even since I'm on the staircase.
Oh yeah.
Really. Okay. I got a 21 out of 70.
All right. Well, it got a normal success, so you beat it. So you are shooting at it as it gets up.
I would probably say that I would probably have like the machete maybe in my offhand.
Okay.
Just kind of, if they get in close range, I can kind of swing and then
Yeah.
have the gun. So I would probably swing my machete at it and try to kind of chop at it.
All right. Well, do your damage.
Being within kind of more of like a melee range.
Yeah. As it kind of stands up and leaps, and it's a little bit slick from the pile of its own ichor splaying out over the parquet floors, and it kind of misjudges its first leap and gathers itself and leaps towards you. And then you bring the machete down.
I got a 5.
5 damage.
For damage.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. It is still going, but it was a very powerful strike. Practically severing. They cut it right here, going inches deep. Rip it out. There's a disgusting sucking noise, and that gap begins to boil this thick black mist. Anna, are you dodging or are you fighting back?
I'm gonna be responsible and dodge.
All right. Roll your roll.
And we're gonna use, because it's a 64 over 60, so we're just gonna use 4 more luck points. And
All right. It got an extreme success.
oh no.
And it takes 8 points of damage.
Oh, that's rude. Okay.
As it just leaps forward towards you, grabs one of your shoulders. You can feel the bony hands and the disgusting broken nails kind of piercing through your dress into your skin, and then it just slashes across you.
Oh, ouch. I feel like Anna definitely yells out.
Yeah.
In the back of her mind is thinking like, oh, I hope there's no eggs for later.
And of course, this is
We do
right
not need
right
those
next
eggs
to
in this
you,
point in
Arson.
time.
It just kind of reaches and grabs, and the power of the blow probably knocks Anna back a bit.
Seeing it go for Anna, Arson, like he knows like I'm out of shots anyway, and he like it's still kind of set up so that it's like pointing up, and he doesn't really have the space to like maneuver it around, so he's just gonna straight up drop the shotgun, like just let it kind of fall to the ground where he is, and he is gonna like jump to like kind of thrust himself over and try and like punch the ghoul that is attacking Anna.
Ooh, with the fancy fist?
Yeah, I'm thinking he doesn't even really mean to. It's just like in this split of the moment, he's just like his hand is feeling a little bit like he shouldn't even feel it, like, but it feels warm somehow, but he doesn't have a hand to feel warm, but he's just kind of like bringing it around as he's propelling himself through the air.
I like it.
That I think is a fighting.
Yeah, it's a fighting.
55.
I think I'll give you a bonus on this one. Not quite making it easy, but it's quite close. It's off balance. I'll give you a plus 20 on the threshold.
Ooh, well then that is a 31 under 75.
Excellent.
And so that is 5 magic points. And so he is rolling rolling power. Oh, okay. That is 20 under 70 on the power
Ooh.
roll.
Excellent.
And that's 1d8 plus 2.
But you got a hard success, right?
I got a hard success.
So 2d8 plus 2.
Ooh, okay. 5 and 7, so that's 12 plus 2, 14 damage. And then they have a con save against a stun.
Yes.
So what, I guess, do you want me to narrate, or did you have did you want to do that?
It botched the save.
Okay.
With
That is a
legit
4.
with legit a 99.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
So yes, please narrate.
Yeah. So as he is like kind of coming around, like he's kind of like puts all of his force and the weight of his body and his thrust, like, and it's kind of like just perfectly aligned so that his fist is coming like and just connects right in the maybe like right in the side of like right in like the middle of the torso. And they're like, as like if one were to slow down time, one would see that there was like he's wearing leather gloves on both hands to disguise the like appearance of this magic weird science hand that Minnie made him. But you can see that there's like a blue glow that's kind of coming almost through the leather, and then as his hand connects, there's like a crack of lightning, like a lightning struck like 5 feet away from everyone, and and there's a blue flash of light, and you can see that like it's almost like the skin of the ghoul is kind of like kind of belt like going in and back and forth from the force of it, and like kind of crackling with electricity.
Yeah. As you draw your hand back, because you also got a hard success on your power roll, right?
Yeah, that was a 20.
Yeah.
Under 70.
Yeah. So as you pull your head out, so yeah, you hit it in, there's this boom of light that comes out. You pull your hand back and that same dark, wispy stuff. But instead of just rising into the air and fading, it's like it's attracted to your hand. And we see these wisps feeding into like almost like viscous fluid, but being drawn into the hand. So take 2 of those magic points back.
Ooh.
As you absorb some of its eldritch essence.
That's not disquieting at all.
Yeah. It is alive, but it is not in particularly good shape. Because it is stunned for 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's incredibly powerful, and I guess I will find out eventually what the cost I'm paying for this is.
It's fine. It's not like it's radioactive or anything. Cool. So, yes, and you can reload as a swift action.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, then I think I will do that. Like after, like I pull back, I don't even like. I'm just kind of give it a moment to look at like, huh, and then I go back to the weapon. I'm like pulling out shells and reloading.
Yep. So, I think that just leaves the one up on the stairs with Felix. Felix, what is your dexterity?
Pretty good. 80.
Oh yeah, you go first.
So my dodging or fighting with the goal
It
here?
it hasn't had a chance. This is actually your turn.
Oh, okay. So is it on the ground? Is it prone again?
No, not quite.
Okay.
I mean, it's crouched a bit on the steps, but it's not. You didn't quite knock it entirely down.
I would probably. Did it jump up the steps at me
Yeah.
or down the steps?
Up.
So up the steps. So I would probably go down the steps, kind of go to the actual like flat ground, kind of get off the steps, so I have a little bit more room to kind of move around, and then I would probably spin around and just try to shoot it as I, like I spun around and I'd shoot it.
Okay, so you kind of vault past it.
Yeah.
And then turn around to shoot. All right.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is a 5
Ooh.
out of 86.
Ooh. All right. Well, max your damage and then add a die.
So that is 20 damage.
Yeah. It's gone. You just it just literally blows into pieces. You catch it somewhere in the upper torso and it just kind of opens up and falls into kind of a twisted, mangled, smoking pile. The smell is not what I would call delightful. I think that with all the attacking and horror and watching Anna get sliced open, this is probably a good time for everyone to make a sanity check. Particularly since Arson hasn't dealt with these before.
Is it because of the blood and gore, or is it just because of the ghouls?
Yes, but this is not human. Is this your resistance to blood and gut stuff doesn't apply because this is supernatural.
Okay.
$42 under 55.
All right, you're good. Take one.
Anna?
Sorry, Tough is running just a few minutes later
No
than they
worries.
expected, so
No
they
worries.
were relaying that. I had originally a 55 out of 54, but I feel like one luck point can just be used to
Sure.
make that go down.
Sure. So take one.
Yeah.
38 under 73.
Excellent. Take one. Things seem to be fine.
I know I'm not exactly going to be able to bust out some stitches right here, right now, but can I, somewhat patch myself up or try to medicine myself?
Yeah, you can try a first aid.
Yeah, that would be great. I would
You
appreciate
have
that.
a moment. None of them are leaping down at you.
Okay.
I will say that there is more scrambling now, bypassing the roof and just climbing up that side of the building. And you hear more thuds as they enter through the open window.
Well, for my medicine, I got a 12 out of 80.
Oh, very good. Recover 3.
Yay! We got 2 first aid kits.
Yeah,
We're great.
you just like quickly wipe and douse. Turns out that a lot of what you thought was deep slashes was just scrapes.
Oh, good.
I mean, it still
good.
got you real good,
Yeah.
but not quite as bad as you thought.
Okay. We can work
We'll
with
say
this.
this one's been biting its nails for 50 years. So it's a little bit less effective.
And we should also take this chance to reload real quick if we haven't already.
Yes. No more. You wait a moment or two and reload. No more coming down. You do hear movement above.
Can we tell where they are, like on the floor above us?
Yeah, they're definitely in the room. In the kids' room.
Demons.
Yeah, you assume it's Damon. Probably a good assumption.
So we've gotten all 3 of the ghouls that came down.
Yep.
So there should
Well,
be 4
there's one of
bodies,
them that's
correct?
technically still
Done.
steaming. Someone should probably take care of it.
I'm just gonna shoot it right now.
I was gonna say Felix is gonna say save your ammo here, and then kind of.
You stomp
tosses-
it.
I was gonna say, I guess I would run up there and just try to chop its head off with the machete.
Yeah, it's immobilized. You can literally just chop its head off.
No.
So, and maybe it takes a whack or two, but
That's
yes, you chop it to death. Wherever its body touches the walls or floor, it sizzles.
Is it sizzling or the wall?
But you're pretty sure it's it.
Okay.
You wait. You hear something. Make me listen.
$37 out of 20.
89 over 60.
55 over 40.
Yeah. You hear, well, you've been firing shots in an enclosed place, so you mostly hear ringing. There's enough that gets through the ringing to hear that there's something going on up there, but you don't hear any of them scrabbling through the hole in the door, and you don't hear anything coming down the steps.
I would say, I feel like at this point, since we waited, nothing, we've killed 4 now. I feel like Felix would wait a little bit longer and then kind of yell out to the general, be like, what, you scared now?
You scared, bro? You scared?
Do we take the fight to them?
Absolutely not.
I kind of agree.
Is that window still holding, the one that was cracking earlier?
I'm gonna go ahead and see if it's still holding.
I won't even make you roll a spot hidden. It is, but you see a number of figures standing outside, expectant, waiting.
I think the guys upstairs are doing something maybe to the wards guys to let them in, because that's what it feels like.
They may be smarter than originally anticipated.
Yeah.
Wait, you're saying there's wait, did you tell us about the people that you saw outside, or have you not had a chance to tell us about that?
I didn't say anything about the things
Okay.
outside.
I mean, you knew one of the. I think everyone realized that one of them rushed the window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you think it's holding?
For now.
Okay. Okay. Is there any doors that we could, like, uh, and I'm trying to like look and see if there's like anywhere that we could close between like the stairwell and our current room or anything like that.
There are some French doors between the kind of foyer and the parlor. And you know that there's basically two doors up to the top loft. There's the door that Anna knocked a hole in, and then there's the lower door off the landing.
Okay.
But those are the only doors between you and them.
I'm gonna shut the doors, like drag the table out of the way and shut the doors to the current room, and then like put our French doors sliding doors, or are they?
No, these aren't pockets. These are
Okay.
yeah, and they're of course glazed.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's not gonna hold for long, but maybe it'll hold for enough to give us a shot at these things. Um. So like I'm gonna try and hole up in here. I'm closing the door, putting the table kind of up against the door to block it closed. Um. Okay. Well, if that's not all of them, but they're not. I mean, were we wrong? Are they not coming for us?
Hard to tell at this point in time. Obviously, none of them have talked to us, and we've yet to try to talk to them.
Don't exactly seem talkative.
Are they all still standing at the window? Can you hear me? And kind of look at them through the window.
I think probably the nearest one, which is standing quite near the front door, probably turns its wild gaze at you and smiles even broader.
Okay. I'm going to take that as a yes. Why are you here?
Opens its mouth and some more of that black fluid drips out.
Okay.
It probably giggles at you in a slightly upsetting way.
Who's your leader?
I think you can all give me another listen.
Okay.
38 under 60.
60 over 40.
I got 3 zeros.
So Anna is now deaf. Anna's just not paying attention. There's not much you can do to like horribly flub this kind of roll, but that was a terrible, terrible roll.
And then the blood is pounding in her ears. She's taking a second.
Yes. Arson, now that the ringing of the gunshots has quieted, as Anna's dabbing at the seeping wounds, and as Felix is having this conversation through the window, you strain to listen, and you do hear voices coming from the attic above. Guttural and raspy, almost animalistic, but there's a cadence. There's a rhythm to their utterances that is intentional, if not intelligible. It's a little bit like chanting.
Can I tell where it's coming from? Like, so here's what I'm thinking. I want to try and shoot through the floor at where I think the voices are coming from.
Well, the challenge is that you're on the bottom floor, and there's a second floor, and then there's an attic above. So just based on and you've scoped out the entire house, and I'm going to say, deducing that you didn't hear them come out of the the attic, which is the third kind of half floor. Your guess is that that's where it's coming from, but there isn't a great way, other than going up, there isn't a great way to get a shot. You don't think a bullet will go through a floor and a ceiling.
Makes sense.
It might. There's a 001 on every set of percentile dice.
Yeah, I think that's probably like last ditch move, trying to shoot through 2 floors. Wait, Felix, is there someone outside? Like, are you talking to somebody outside?
No, this thing is just smiling at me real creepily, drilling this black goop.
Maybe they're trick-or-treaters.
Right. As you look, you can see it appears to be mouthing something. But it's not looking at you anymore. But it appears to be maybe mumbling to itself.
Well, it's not oozing anything anymore, but it is definitely mouthing something. Do you know how to read lips?
No, but I mean, is it like there's somebody upstairs chanting. Or maybe they're just, I don't know, just growling. Maybe they're mad that we killed these things. But there's I hear voices upstairs. I mean, I think if they're not coming in through the windows, they're doing something upstairs. I don't like being in the same house as these guys.
I will say, Felix, that as Arson points out the chanting, you now can hear it, and you have your eyes fixed on the creature outside, and the chanting upstairs syncs with the motion of its lips.
Can I somewhat tell what it's saying?
Make a Cthulhu Mythos roll.
Yeah, that's
Who was
97 out of 0.
You have no idea. It probably isn't great, but you don't know what it is.
We should probably stop that chanting.
Oh shit.
Okay. I'll take point. I'm gonna take a minute to reload with shells instead of slugs, since we're gonna be going up into the room above. Okay, Anna, are you okay?
We'll manage. We'll manage.
Okay.
We got this.
Okay, Felix, get behind me.
Yep.
And Anna, I guess, stay in the back. Let's go stop that chanting. I don't like chanting. Arson is gonna take point and make his way up the stairs.
Anna.
One right behind.
Yeah.
You notice it out of the corner of your eyes, and then look, and then nothing, and then see something else out of the corner of your eyes. And finally, you're able to catch it. A little piece of the wallpaper is twisting, swirling a bit, or trying to, in a way that is somewhat familiar from the murder hole.
Oh.
The arcane protective sigil worked into the wall covering is being distorted as the surface of the wall twists and turns, and there's clearly some resistance. It's not free flowing. And then you look around and you can see like a section of the parquet floor. It's almost like it's liquefied and is starting to twist ever so slightly out of true. There's a general sort of creaking and popping sound from all over the house. I'll give that one to you since you did so well with your occult roll to see the symbols to begin with.
I have a weird question that I don't think it's gonna work, but I have been given magic points, so I think it would be fun. And I don't know what it would be for rolling, but can I try to remember any of the, because Elaine did her own little chanting, right? And was very successful with it. And now I've gone temporarily insane, had some clarity on some of these words. Can I, with rolls like boons, magic points, try to chant and go against this?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah, let's try it. Tell me what to do.
I think I would like you to. I think I'd like you to make a hard power roll.
Okay, okay. Okay, that's not the worst. In fact, that's literally good. It's a 30 out of 60.
Which is exactly a hard power roll.
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're doing.
No.
How many magic points would you like to spend?
All of them.
Let's just, we'll half it. Let's go 6. Let's go 6 to start with.
All right.
Unless I feel like that's not enough, and then I'll turn it up.
And what you're attempting to do is to counteract. Oh, that'll be interesting. So,
Or to buff the natural resistances, like the occult symbols I recognized earlier. If I can keep them together somehow.
Yes, you're trying to somehow. Yes, I think what would be most interesting is if the various symbols in your immediate area stop twisting for a moment. And I think everyone, Arson and Felix, you feel the hair on the back of your neck stand up as Anna just goes stock still, eyes wide, hands outstretched. There's a definite kind of feeling. The temperature shifts. There's almost like a popping in your ears as like a pressure change. And in this little bubble around Anna, these twisting symbols grow still and then rush toward Anna.
No.
They, like, through the feet, up you, and begin to briefly flare underneath your skin. In just a few seconds, everything's normal again. But a certain number of these words have been enhanced.
Okay.
Anna, what did you just do?
No,
What?
don't question it. We need to stop the chanting. Let's move.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I'll tell you about it later. I promise it's okay.
Hey, also roll me a d6, please. Oh, you know what? Make it a d8.
Okay. Oh god. Hang on. I didn't have that one out. That's a 7.
Oh, good. Take 7 sanity.
Thanks.
And I think you are energized and filled with sort of a manic
Oh.
confidence.
Oh, I can deal with manic.
Yes. I think you are, as you fuse whatever wholly untrained magical essence you possess with the very powerful magical wards that have protected this home for who knows how long, potentially also absorbing some of whatever's happening to them, you get, we'll call it a little bit of a backwash of power. that fills you. You can feel these wards knitting themselves around your flesh and bone. You feel invincible. You feel like you are the hero.
Oh,
Nothing
no.
can stop you. You will protect your friends. You will destroy this evil before it has a chance to come to fruition. So what do you do?
Well, I'm gonna protect my friends or die trying. Obviously.
Yeah.
I'll take point, guys. I'll go first, and it's gonna start walking.
Yeah, I think Anna quite confidently bounds up the steps.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I'm too shocked by like what I just saw to even like register that she's going ahead. I'm just like, what?
Like, did that happen too, guys?
Yeah.
What?
As Anna moves up the steps, you can see all these hidden arcane sigils briefly like fluoresce as she passes by. There's still some sort of active interaction.
Let's stay within Anna. She seems to have something.
You
doing
better
with
run to
those
catch
wards.
up because she's at full speed.
I was gonna say I'm gonna start sprinting. Come on, Arson, move.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm already moving. I'm like, Anna, slow down, Anna. We gotta come too. We can't split up.
Am I glowing?
I mean, do you want to be
Shine
glowing?
bright kinda. I would love to be glowing,
Sure.
actually, in fact.
It's probably a strange bluey green, dark eldritch glow
Shine bright like a diamond.
trailing off you like wisps.
Wonderful. I would love to keep going upstairs. Oh, how's what's
no.
our situation? Oh, yeah.
You are going upstairs.
Oh.
You move at a fast clip up the first set, around the landing, up the second step to the end of that landing. The lower door is open already. You rapidly ascend the narrow steps to the attic, and the ensorcelled door, click, opens.
Am I still
Straight up
manic?
crazy? Yeah.
Yeah, then, oh, guys, hey, they made it easy for us. I don't have to crawl through this time. Is there anything behind the door?
Yeah.
Can I just put my pistol there and shoot?
Well, so what you see as, I'm going to say, Felix and Arson scramble up the steps behind you. You come up, you were slowing down, expecting that you're going to have to burst through the door, and then something told you didn't need to, as the enchantments that you have partially absorbed interact with the lock to open it. You see a ritual in progress. You see 8 of these creatures, 7 of them standing in a circle, with an 8th on its knees in the middle. They have their hands out toward each other. They aren't touching each other, but there's that low guttural chanting. It's wrong. You can feel power, waves of power washing over it. Whatever this shell, this sense of invulnerability that you have, you can feel a pressure against it. And a little bit of worry or doubt cracks your veneer of absolute confidence as this energy washes off. As soon as you walk in, they turn to see you. Whatever glow you're giving off is reflected in their eyes. You see 7 sets of eyes flashing back at you. This collective sort of snarl. And then the rhythm of the chanting picks up again. They step closer to the one in the center. It raises its head. They step closer again. They all raise up one of their clawed hands. What do you do?
I want to shoot the one in the center. Or, well, not the one in the center. One of the ones on the edge close to me that's raising the hand to the center.
All right.
Can I run past Anna and try to tackle the one in the center out of the circle?
Yeah. You got a really high dex. So Anna will actually go first because she has a gun out, but you'll go to Arson. What are you doing?
I would come up and come up to the side of the door, and I would be trying to kind of like aim a shot around everyone else. So like not going into the room, just trying to get throw some shotgun shells downrange towards them.
Yeah, for sure. And you've got shot in, so you'll be able to hit because they're nicely clustered.
Yeah.
You probably have to adjust your aim a bit as Felix goes bursting into the center of this group.
Yeah, there's a moment where I'm about to pull the trigger, and then Felix comes like right in front of me, and I'm like, "Ooh."
Yeah. So we'll do it in that order. I think technically, Arson, you would go first, but I'm going to say since you were in the back. But Anna, you first because you have your gun.
Okay, that is an 11
Ooh,
out of 60.
cool. So max damage plus a die.
What? Okay. 20.
Oh, so you fire, and the bullet, like you're not sure what it is, whether it's a trick of perception, but it seems like the bullet exits the gun and hangs in midair for a second, picking up some of this wispy essence that you're exuding. It just hangs there spinning very slowly for a second and then accelerates. One of the creatures is just blown out of the circle, out of the dim light. You hear a huge smash. You can feel the shuddering of the structure as this very powerful force slams the creature out of the circle into the wall. It's probably not doing very well. Felix, go ahead and give me athletics. It is not resisting.
So, not a dexterity? You want to?
Oh, I would take a strength too.
Well, you said athletics. Is there an actual athletics roll, or is it
I'm
just
just,
your
I'm hold on a second. I need to look at the actual sheet. I think it's actually just strength.
It is just dex. Dex, strength, con.
Yeah, strength. Make it strength.
Make a strength. All right. So I got a 19 out of 50.
Oh, that's a hard success. So yeah, it's not, I mean, you basically just tackle it and push it out of the center. And I will even say, because that was a hard success, yes, you have the momentum to roll out of the center yourself.
Okay.
Arson.
Yep. I'm going to be aiming towards the ones that are kind of around the edge, since Felix just went diving into the center.
Yeah.
These are the right dice, right? Yeah, those are the right dice.
You'll easily be able to catch 3 of them.
23 under 80.
Oh, wow. Quite good. Certainly hard success.
And we are less than 10
oh, yeah.
yards, right? Busting out the d6s.
While he's busting out the d6s, random question.
Yes.
When we succeed on strength, con, and dex and stuff like that, do we
No.
bold it or okay?
No.
Okay, that is 3, 6, 4. That's 10 damage.
Oh, excellent. So you just pepper 3 of them. Just making lots of little holes. Like, take part of the side of one of their faces off, the one that's closest to you. And there's just this almost audible hissing as every little hole begins to stream. Cool. Their turn. I think the one that is the most damaged will step out of this kind of disintegrating circle into the center. The remaining 5 will circle up, raise their hands, and with a quick, almost barking 3-syllable chant, simultaneously strike down at it, taking it down to its knees, strike again with another hand. And as they're chanting now, it's a bunch of syllables, it's mostly consonants, but they're in perfect unison. They just begin to rip into this thing, throwing ichor and blood and chunks everywhere. There is a growing, as if their rage and violence is feeding something. There's a growing darkness, a growing cold, a growing power. I'm going to need another sanity check from everyone.
Also, welcome in, Toph.
Oh, good. That was a very good time for Elaine to
17 under 54.
take one.
29 under 46.
Very good.
50 under 72.
All right, I'll take one. Does someone want to catch? Elaine has been meditating in the basement. Has been attracted by the gunfire, the wholly untrained and problematic use of magic.
Oops.
Yeah, I used face makeup. Oh my god. I used those words you told us. Well, you didn't really tell us, that you showed us to help.
What?
You know, the words you used.
Sort of. So, Elaine, as you were preparing something or meditating or whatever, a number of ghouls appeared. Several of them climbed to the roof, then made their way inside through the window that Anna opened.
It was a bad decision. In hindsight, I'm aware.
Why would you open the window?
I was committed to making
To
it look like
open
I
the
didn't know, to making it look like I wasn't breaking and entering.
And it was very curious about what was going on in the attic.
So
And
I broke.
so broke in, found actually some portraits of herself hidden under the bed, presumably done by young Damon, and then decided to open the window and leave.
Creepy, right?
And then over the past 30 seconds or so, a number of ghouls made their way in, attacked the party. Anna was slashed somewhat severely, but they were killed. In one case by Arson using his fantastic weird science hand. And then they stopped attacking. And then eventually the party realized that they were up in the attic chanting. Anna then cast some magic to try to reinforce. It was clear that the ritual that they were using was to bring down the protective wards. There are a number of others that are gathered outside waiting for the wards to fall. Anna decided to try to reinforce the wards, kind of absorbed them, and then went crazy and believed that she was invincible, and then led the party up to the attic just in time to disrupt the culmination of whatever ritual was being performed. Well, not entirely disrupt, delay the culmination of the ritual that was being performed to bring down the wards.
Look how much you can get done when you're manic.
Right.
Oh my
How many
god.
problems you can cause.
Yes.
I was doing that perfectly fine without the mania. So
Yeah, it's fine. So Elaine, you
Yep.
will say your intuitive and psychic senses and what you've been hearing lets you kind of just deduce that all this has happened as you catch up to the group at the now open door into Damon's little loft, just in time to see the remaining members of these ghouls ritually slaughter one of their members, and you feel this building dark energy.
Lovely.
So they are in the midst of the completion of this chanting and violent destruction. What do you do?
Okay, I think maybe if this is possible, I would like to say that Elaine has been using the augur ability to see what the ghouls were going to be doing, and then has from there been scouring that book of wards and such that we got from the shop, and thus has prepared a spell to counteract what they are doing.
All right.
Whether or not it works, debatable. But
Well,
that's our plan.
let's take an occult roll
Okay.
as a way of kind of retroactively determining how successful you are in finding something.
That's 29 out of 75.
Quite good. So yes, you find a protective spell. And I will say that because of your augury, you knew that you would be called upon to disrupt some sort of magical working. You got a premonition that what would be needed at the right time was the ability to cast a spell to disrupt effectively another spell. And that is what you have learned and prepared. So now I need you to cast it with a power roll.
All right. Woohoo. That's a 14 out of 95.
whoa! First roll of the night, BB. Let's go.
Extremely well done.
Good.
So it is an extreme success. You have been, we'll say, kind of you've been holding this for just this moment. So as just the gobbets of this ghoul are flung around and this darkness begins to grow, just at the moment that it starts to spread, and you can feel the ever-present protective wards that saturate this place begin to just wink out as this sphere of darkness grows. It is less fast because the ritual was partly disrupted and one of the members was killed. The intended victim was knocked out of the center. That gives you time to do what? What does it look like?
So I think Elaine comes up and is painted more or less in all these different wards and sigils and things that she's been using to harness the magic and gather it at certain points, and then comes in and sees this sphere expanding and counteracts it as her hands just light up and just push it back into the center and curl it up in a nice little crystal ball and just let it plunk on the floor.
So Felix is on the ground, having pushed the intended victim out of the way, as you see this darkness and it just envelops you. And for a moment, it's almost like you're floating free in this whispering darkness. And then you start to feel yourself falling into this hungry abyss. And just as you start to go it shrinks and shrinks and shrinks in front of you, surrounded by this light being wielded by Elaine. And then it turns into this little ball of darkness and then clunk to the wood right between your legs. All the ghouls howl in frustration and anger and then turn upon you. So, those of you who have guns out get to go first.
Yeah.
I would say Felix would probably, after tackling the ghoul, I feel like he would just kind of like lean over and just kind of just shoot as he's laying like on the ground to see if he can't just kind of kill it while it's on the floor.
Yeah, easy enough.
I got a 43 out of 60.
All right. Are you targeting just one of the standing ones?
Yeah, just as in the order we go,
Yeah.
just keep knocking them down.
Yep.
Felix got a 97 out of 86.
Which is not a flub. But it is a miss. Anna, you hit. Roll your damage.
55 under 80.
All right, roll your damage. Are you also just kind of going for the closest group? Yeah, that same group that you hit before. Cool.
I got 10 on the damage.
Oh, good.
7 damage.
All right. So Anna takes aim and shoots the closest one. Arson pops up and fires in the same general direction, catching the ones behind. 2, 3. The one Anna shot goes down. I'm gonna say in the general kind of clumping back up, you shot 2 of the ones that you had shot before and one of the ones that hadn't been shot. The 2 that you shot before are now, there's just like stringy bits of flesh hanging off them. But they seem to be still ambulatory. Elaine?
Yeah, it's probably at that point that I'd pull out my pistol and also start shooting.
Good idea.
These dice love me, and I love them. 7 out of 65.
Wow. All right, max damage plus a die.
All right. Oh, okay. So 16. I rolled an 8 on the die.
So I'll be nice and say it's one of the ones on the other side that hadn't been shot. You just blast it. Like it kind of falls in half. You catch it like right above the pelvis, and the front just falls forward. The legs kind of stand, and that black mist kind of oozes into the air, and the legs kind of judder, and then it falls to pieces. Also, this makes the math easy. I think they're just going to swarm. The one that Felix missed that you had tackled previously is going to attempt to attack you, and the remainders are going to each attack Arson, Anna, and Elaine. So you have a choice of fighting back or dodging. So, Felix, are you fighting back or dodging?
I feel like with him being on the ground, I think he would notice that he's not in a opportunity to actually like roll away. So I feel like he would try to fight back on this one.
Cool.
Arson is definitely fighting. He's gonna take the shotgun and try and use it as like a bludgeoning weapon.
Yeah. What'd you get there, Felix?
I got a 78 over 65.
Cool. It got an 84 over 50. So actually, yeah, it's a slap fight. It's a slap fight. You both fail. So you guys are literally just kind of wrestling around on the ground. Arson,
30 under 55.
30 under 55. It got a 34 under 50, so you technically both got successes. So you're both going to do damage.
Okay. I'm trying to like swing it by the stock, and I'm just like bringing it around and like whipping the tip of the barrel around at it.
Yep. That's a D6, I believe, like heavy club.
Yeah, that makes sense. 2 damage.
You take 1.
Very slap fight.
Minimum. Yeah. And are you fighting back? Or are you dodging?
Yeah, I'm gonna fight back. I'm a little scared, but well, what do we have?
Yeah.
So
What do you have to fight back with?
Well, I mean, I have my pistol, so I'm like,
You can try to hit it with your pistol.
yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Or at least like try to, if it's like coming at me with claws again, try to like maybe hit the pistol into its arm to knock it
Okay.
off
Cool.
course.
Roll it up.
Like, yeah. Well, so my first roll wasn't great. I am gonna use a minor boon to completely re-roll. It wasn't an extreme fail, but
Okay.
it's not a good on a switch either. So that's a lot better. See, at a 16 out of 25.
Oh, good. Which is no, actually that's just a regular success, right?
Yeah, just
okay,
regular.
so you'll both do damage. It got a regular success as well.
Okay.
You take 4 more.
Okay.
And then how much does it take?
And it takes. So would I still roll the same as?
No, it's gonna be D4, I think.
Okay. Yeah, it's a 4.
All right. Based on where you're positioned, so as it comes forward, you bonk it, and it's a really good, like you hear a crack, and you probably break one of the bones in its arm. So it's a really, really good hit. And then it rakes its hand across you, and as it does, it's quite painful and does damage, but its fingers kind of start to disintegrate. Because remember, you're still infused with weird, uncontrolled magic.
Oh yeah.
So like it rakes
Hand
through,
blowing.
hits one of those spots where you had absorbed some of these runes, and then there's just like a sizzle and pop as its fingers kind of blow apart and then disintegrate, and then it's just got this stump, and then it kind of stumbles back as the stump starts to disintegrate further. And as you watch, it just kind of stands there as this almost like a line of burning as it starts to turn to ash. It's going to be preoccupied. It's going to take it a second to die, but it's going to be preoccupied.
Yeah, you don't want to do that again, do you, Mr. Monster Man?
Elaine, are you dodging or fighting back?
I think Elaine's first instinct is to get out of the way, so we're gonna
Probably
dodge.
a good idea.
Well, it's a 71 over 40.
Well, the good news is it rolled a 92.
Oh.
So Elaine goes to dodge one direction, and you can see it tracking. But you step on like your petticoats and kind of stumble a little bit to one side, and it overshoots and then slams into the wall behind you, kind of hangs there for a second, turns its head around farther than it should, and hisses at you.
I hiss back.
Yes. Those of you with guns may go first.
I am out of shots with my shotgun. So I'm going to reach down to my side and grab my pistol and take aim at who looks to be the most like in danger right now.
Well, Felix is actively grappling with one on the ground.
Okay. I'm going to try and shoot it like while Felix is grappling, try and like wait for it to be like in a clear shot above him.
Yeah.
That is a 17 under 70.
Oh, yes. Excellent. Let's do the math. Not quite 20%. Is that right?
I think that's above.
Yeah, you have to get a 14.
Okay.
So double dice though.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. That is a 4 and a 2, so that's a 6 plus 2 is 8 damage.
All right. Felix says this thing kind of flips you over on your back and is like scrabbling with you, trying to get its claws up to claw at your face. And as you're blocking and grabbing, it rocks on you, and then you're just sprayed with this shockingly cold, sticky goo. You can feel something wriggling in it as it splashes on your face. It is wounded, but still functional. Anna, you got to get out, right?
Yes. I'm just gonna shoot the next one over that needs to die. So the one that's disintegrated just slowly, like he's dead at this point, or is he still?
It's not. It's just gonna die slow.
That's fair.
So there's the one that Felix is wrestling with, and there's the one that's on the wall behind Elaine.
I'll go for the one on the wall behind Elaine. Divide and conquer, and that's a 24 out of 60.
Cool. That's a hard success. Double it.
12.
All right. That is sufficient to kind of like knock it off of its perch, and it kind of falls and scrambles up. It is still, however, functional. So it is going to go after Elaine, and the one obviously that you're wrestling with, Felix, is going to go after you. Are you guys going to fight back, or are you going to dodge?
So I would probably dodge out of the way.
Okay.
Noticing that we have kind of the upper hand at this point, I think he would try to dodge and actually go for the window to try to shut it.
Good idea. So roll it up. Cool.
96 over 70.
It did succeed. As you start to, it leaps at you, like you kick it off and it gets a little bit of distance. It leaps at you once, you kind of roll over and then get up on your knees and start to run towards it. And then it leaps forward and just rakes the back of your thighs and calves and tries to get its mouth around your ankle. It's quite painful. Elaine, the one that's coming for you, do you dodge or do you fight back?
I'm gonna fight back on this one. I'm gonna stick my hand out and channel that light magic into the ward that's on my hand and try to use that to
Cool.
blast
Give me a power.
How much damage?
That is
You took 5.
45 under 95.
Cool. It rolled a 95. So it was going to miss you, but you do. Let's see. How much magic do you throw into it?
Probably not like a whole lot. Like I see to get hit at least once. So I'm not like blasting it to Kingdom Come, but
Just tell me how many magic points.
we'll do 3.
All right, it takes 9. And is still technically alive. I mean, it wasn't alive, but just by like it leaps over you and you stick your hand out and you just blast this light into it that cuts straight through its torso and then kind of out the side. So it's still kind of crawling around, but it looks like it's literally on its last leg. Felix, you see a clawed hand reach up and grab the sill of the open window. You can hear amidst all this din scrabbling on the clapboard outside as more are coming. Having likely realized that the ritual to bring down the wards had failed. They appear to be coming.
I'm going to go ahead and try to get this one off my back and again try to go for the window.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to yell to the group, we need to close this window or this is for nothing. What should I roll for that? Strength or dex?
You gotta. I mean, you can just whack it with your machete.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that. The 76 over 65.
All right. That's a whiff. Anyone with a gun? What do you do?
I'll shoot it.
The one that's on Felix? Yep.
Yeah. Ooh, a 41 out of 60.
Right, roll damage.
A 9.
Ooh, excellent. That is sufficient to knock it off of you. It's kind of trying its best to crawl up Felix to like be able to get up and like maybe bite the neck, and Felix just backing up, and you're trying to get a good swing at it with the machete, but it's just sort of glancing off. So now you're just kind of like beating it off with the pommel, trying to keep it from crawling up you further. And Anna just takes an angle on it and catches it in the side, and that's enough for it to lose its grip, and it clatters to the floor. It's still mobile, however. So you have one that's on death's door, one that is slowly turning to ash as you watch, and then that one that is looking to prevent itself from, that is preventing Felix from getting to the window. Arson Elaine.
I will shoot the one that Anna just shot off of Felix.
All right.
Uh, 11 out of 65.
Oh, well done. Double roll, I think. Or is it max plus double? Max plus die. Hold on. Oh no, it's max damage plus a die. That's that's an extreme success.
Okay. It's a 5 on the die, so 13.
That is more than sufficient. As it tries to scramble back up, you just it sees you out of the corner of its ruined face, bring up the gun, and it turns its face to look at you, defiant, as you pull the trigger, and its head just peels apart like a bloomin' onion.
Disgusting.
Yes.
I feel
You
like
said there was one more at death's door?
Yeah, the one that got blasted by Elaine's magic.
Okay.
If you if you wish to just go finish it off, you certainly can.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go finish that off.
Yeah, we'll say that you cinematically walk up to it, raise up your fist, and then just drive the fist through its head and probably into the floor, and then pull it out. And again, those tendrils of blackness kind of into your hand.
Not sure how I feel about that.
Just for fun, take another magic point back.
Ooh.
Ooh, he got magic hands. Jazz hands.
Felix, you were at the window as this creature pulls itself up. What do you do?
I would probably pull my gun out and just kind of from the hip, just kind of try to shoot it in the head, try to knock it at least so I can shut the window.
Yeah. It's not in a position to dodge other than letting go. And this is point blank, so I'll give you an easy roll.
Okay.
Which basically means don't flub it.
Okay. A 52 under 86.
Cool. Roll your damage. And then I will give it a check to see if it's enough to make it let go.
6 damage.
Cool. Not enough to kill it by any means, but it did roll rather poorly to hold on. So you shoot it, like just peel off part of its head. But even as you, like in the few seconds, and then that's enough to like make it lose hold of one of its hands, and it's got its other hand kind of clawed into the sill of the window as it tries to scrabble up. And you can tell it's going to fall, but even as you're watching, the part of its head that was destroyed begins to reform. But it's not enough for it to hold on, and it falls down to the ground. You slam the window shut. Cool, what happens?
I'm going to spin to Anna and be like, this is why we don't open windows.
Okay. First of all, I took all of the direct consequences of my own actions, so
I just feel like
Because
has
I'm
bite
bleeding
marks
out.
and claw marks all over him.
Yeah.
and I'm also I'll patch you up in just a second.
Yeah.
Anyway, second, I feel like maybe that exact sequence of events had to happen because we brought them to our turn. Like, anyway.
Yeah, I think at this point, Anna's mania is starting to fade.
She's like half slunched over on her knees, like, look, I understand in hindsight it was a bad idea, but I mean, I don't know. God, I just want to retire to any other corner of the country. I feel like visiting my parents would be more pleasurable than working this job anymore. So.
What happens?
Well, I guess since we're up here, might as well snoop around, right?
Yeah, I want to check under the bed for those drawings that Anna mentioned.
Oh yeah, they're there.
Is it just Anna, or is it all of us?
It's just Anna. Quite flattering, in fact.
And I'm gonna go over. I feel like, sorry, this is a very corrupt moral system going on in chat right now. You speak up against the man, and the man slams you down. Anyway, I'm gonna go over and try to doctor up Felix, and then make sure you're okay. Because I do feel bad. This wasn't what I intended, but listen.
Yeah, you can certainly first aid him.
Okay. And that was a 13 out of 80.
Ooh. Another really excellent roll.
Medicine's my thing.
3 more for Felix. Get him back. So kind of the same thing. It looks worse than it is because of their dull, gross.
I give you some good painkillers, but not like knock you out sleep painkillers, but just you won't feel it.
Some codeine, you know.
So you get
Some
Felix hooked on
pain.
laudanum. Got it.
Yeah, hey, you know,
Anna's
I
a
know
drug
good
pusher.
dealers.
That's fine. I mean, you are an Old West doctor, which is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
I feel like after we get done kind of doing that, I think Felix would probably run downstairs just to see how the state of everything is. At least look into the forum and stuff like that. To make sure the windows are still there.
Yeah.
What time of day is it now? Or night?
It's not even midnight yet.
Oh, God.
God.
All of that happened in like 30 minutes max.
Yeah, I'm probably going downstairs with Felix.
I'm rolling up the drawings and taking them with me and following behind.
Rude. Taking the man's drawings of his wife.
He can make more.
I am not married.
Not yet.
Yeah. He thinks you are.
Oh no. Like I said, visiting my parents sounds like a great idea, and I don't want to do that even.
Hey, your parents
Any-
want you to marry someone eligible.
I feel like
You
they
have a whole meal that's
You
super
guys'
haunted.
sanity is probably about the
He is
same right now.
he is technically an heir to a substantial plot of property.
He's got
That is
acres on
super cursed,
acres.
but whatever.
Yeah, super cursed property, but it's land.
Well,
Yeah.
where else better to keep an eye on all the spookiness than right on top of it?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you just live on top of the cult and then you don't have to worry about it.
This is why Anna didn't want to get married in the first place. Her parents kept bringing questionable men home. And it's like, I'll follow downstairs with everyone else.
All right.
Well, also maybe doctor myself just a little more.
Well, you'll need to make a medicine check on that one. And that
Okay.
and that presumes that you have time to do so. There's a scream from outside.
Yeah, jeez.
A very human scream.
Oh no.
Does it sound like anyone we know?
It's probably not. They're probably terrorizing the town at right now to get to us.
Maybe it's their fault for living here.
Oh.
I don't mean that seriously.
Hey, everyone. We need to stay put.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like 100%. I want to start putting more like trap wards up to trigger if they manage to bust in.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just take a peek carefully
No.
outside the window?
Get away from the window.
I just wanna
No windows.
look.
No windows allowed. You've done enough window mischief.
No more windowing for you.
Yes.
Hey, what if it's Jews outside, guys?
There is in fact a man with a most marvelous mustache.
Guys, this mustache is really nice. I feel bad erasing that from history.
I don't know. He seems like a nerd.
The scream is
Definitely
actually
get banned for that.
right. You can't time someone out when they're alive. So no. You Anna, you do look outside. The scream came from a woman who is in her night clothes.
Oh,
And there
get
is
back inside.
there is a man. Well, they would, except they're being dragged onto the front yard by a group of ghouls.
All right, so just close the curtains and plug your ears and just pretend like everything's fine.
There are so many moral conflicts happening right now.
I mean, I want to go up to and like grab Anna by the shoulders. Listen, I get it, but like none of them are prepared to fight those. We're the only ones who know how to fight them. Like we need to keep ourselves. Like if we go out there and die, then no one's gonna protect anyone in this town.
Or the world.
Okay.
You hear a voice. Come out.
Y'all heard
I'm
that
in
too,
here.
right? Y'all heard
Say
that.
please.
Can we? Is it like? Does it sound like it's coming from anywhere in particular?
Yeah, the front yard.
Okay.
Something smashes into that same window.
Are they throwing people?
A figure comes cascading in and is caught on the piano wire. A figure in a nightdress.
Hannah's gonna scream.
Yeah. I think that's probably a sanity. In this case, if you have resistance to blood and gore involving humans, that will apply.
Nice.
Which I think maybe everyone but Elaine does.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Got a 91 out of 74.
Aw. Take a d6.
Yeah.
11
And
out of 71.
So how much out of 71? Felix?
11 out of 71.
Cool. Take one.
18 out of 45.
Take one.
I have the limited sanity loss.
Yep.
So I took one.
Okay, cool. And how much did you take, Elaine?
4.
4. Okay, so you don't lose your mind. But your sensitivity, you probably feel a wash of terror and pain rolling off this person who's basically been used as a battering ram to break out the window. Your first instinct is to go to her and comfort her. And then hands grasp her and suck her back out the window. You hear a man screaming and weeping. Something hard and thick hits the wood of the porch. You can hear their bare feet scrabbling. And then again you hear, "Come out!"
Still haven't said please.
I would like to go over and kind of like staying in the middle of the room, try and like get an angle through the like busted window to see if I can like, what I want to do is get an angle through the window where I can see the figure who's like trying to like get us to go outside.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and shoot him.
All right. You certainly can.
53 under 70.
Cool. Do your damage.
Pistol is D10. 10 damage.
It's very, very powerful. This figure wearing the tattered remains of an ornate robe. You just blast it right in the side of the face. The head whips back. You hear the crack as its neck probably breaks. And then it just stands there, shakes a little bit, and then pop. The head comes back up. It reaches up and just kind of paws at the ruined side of its head. And as it does, you can see the flesh knitting itself back together. You hear a dry chuckle.
Well, that's rude.
We might need to run.
Where are we gonna run?
Felix is gonna pull out a stick of dynamite. We can try this.
Yes. I like Felix. I
suspicion,
like
everything.
the way you think.
Could try that.
I'm gonna toss it to Arson.
Okay.
Ooh. Wait, I have a throw of 20.
We're gonna blow up. Just
I'm still
like
gonna
a
do this.
hot
I'm just
pocket.
telling you, this is probably not gonna go well.
That's
Anna,
fine.
let's hide behind the couch real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Arson,
Do
he pulls out a match. Would this be in the like strike anywhere match era?
Sure.
I mean, you would think maybe like cigarettes and stuff like that would be pretty relevant if like everybody kind of does it. So you would have
Cheroots.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. He kind of like does the thing where he like strikes the match on his shoe and like lights it and just like whoa, and tries to throw it out the window.
Yeah. Let's see how that goes.
If anyone in chat would like this opportunity to give us a major boon, now would be a perfect time.
Because the
Pandering,
consequences of bad
pandering.
roll are probably not great.
Begging.
Oh.
17
Oh.
under 20.
Woo!
That's
God.
pretty,
Bless.
considering you had an 80% chance of it not going through the window and therefore blowing up in the parlor. That's about as good as you could hope for.
It's that new hand. We're gonna sign Arson up for the Little League baseball tournament.
Yeah. So yes, you get it out the window, and the it kind of bounces a little bit and then rolls up to the feet of the ghoul that is now holding this man. It kind of looks surprised a little bit at you, looks down at the thing, clearly understands it, and then locking eyes with Arson, just throws the man on top of the stick of dynamite and steps back.
Well, we
Oops.
tried.
So I feel like we
And
gotta
then-
use magic.
We won in some ways,
And then
lost
you
in
hear
others.
just a rain of probably just clods of dirt splashing against the front of Mr. Forrest's house.
We'll tell ourselves.
It's a good thing this guy has other properties. Like, how attached should he really be to one location?
Especially with Felix around.
Look, so
He gave us
far,
the money.
So far, there's only one busted window and a ruined piano.
so
And
far.
it's yeah, we're good.
And fewer neighbors to complain about late night parties.
He can put a little water feature there, like a little pond.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
A little
Um,
DIY project for coping.
Yeah. Just, it's fine.
Felix, you got any more of those?
We got 3 more if you want them.
You wanted to throw the other lady on top of it next?
Keep those handy. And like Arson is backing away. He didn't seem like he really cared about the dynamite. Is he moving at all?
I mean, as the dirt and other stuff kind of rains down on the front yard, there's a big puff of smoke. Spot hidden for me.
Oh. 39 under 66.
Yes, it's just enough that you see him racing. Like he kind of dodged back and then drops down on all fours and kind of races through this cloud of smoke and then leaps at the front of the house. You hear the thud as he lands on the porch.
Okay, everybody, we gotta go.
Near to the front door. And then you start to hear chanting.
Oh, hell.
Here we go.
It's only one voice.
Yeah, that's one too many.
And I will say, Elaine, although you do not recognize the language, there's something quite familiar about the magic that is being worked.
Oh, so theoretically speaking, I can do magic. You guys throw dynamite.
That's just
Our special skill.
Let me.
Elaine, there is a tug. As if the universe is a taut string and someone just plucked it. There's a feeling of wrongness, but familiar. Then you all hear the slap of a hand on the front door and the slap of another hand as something pulls itself up from the pile it was in on the porch and then begins beating on the front door.
I told you I didn't want any Girl Scout cookies. Go away.
Arson, you're probably still at a good enough angle to see that the woman has gotten back up. Maybe she's okay. But she is now pounding at the front door.
Is she saying anything?
No.
Okay.
Is it just her?
For now. You probably also see a few figures race off into the darkness.
Okay. We gotta go. We gotta get out of here.
Arson, where are we going to go, bud?
Listen, So, while Anna was doing all her shenanigans, busting into the place, leaving open convenient entrances for ghouls.
Team Ghoul.
Listen. There's a pantry inside. I think it's the most secure place we can be right now. This house is our best defense. I shot that guy, and he didn't care. We threw dynamite at him. He did not care. I think that the wards and whatever magic you all are doing, I don't think that's weird. We're gonna talk about that later. This is our best weapon, is just holding up and taking refuge. And I think I know a place to go.
If there is a room that will fit all of us, it's going to be easier to defend, and I can see what I can do to further fortify it outside of the wards of the house.
And I can potentially try to assist in that. Maybe. Let's see.
So,
I can show you what I learned.
Pantry. How fast can we get to this pantry?
Oh, it's seconds away. It's on the ground floor.
Why don't we try to ask this guy some questions? I mean, he might answer us. You never know.
I don't trust
Even
him.
if
Hey, what do you want from us?
Right now, the only thing that you hear is the pounding on the door.
I feel like they're
I'm gonna
going to
assume
get
it's
more
him.
humans to keep pounding on the door.
Yeah, Felix, if you're
Like
looking out, you see another couple of these figures, being less cautious about skirting the gaslight, and they appear to be dragging someone between them.
Because they're not sizzling.
Do we see the guy that originally was talking to us?
Yeah, we'll say the two come and throw this individual onto the front yard, and then this one in the robe stands above them, croaks out an incantation. The body twitches and sits up, and then begins to move its way over. Pound, pound. The door is shaking.
You, dude in the robe. What do you want from us? What did we do?
Open.
But why? What do you want?
Glory. Paradise. Bliss.
This is just an empty house there, bud. There's nothing in here.
The key.
There's tons of keys. What you gotta be more specific.
She comes. You live.
There's only 2 she's in here. And I don't think we have the one you want.
It turns as another pair are dragging someone by their ankle. What are you doing? I didn't do nothing. Snap. As they reach down and break the neck. Throw the body in front of the one with the robe. And it stares right at you, Felix. Puts its hand out over the body and incants. That same feeling, Elaine, of the world twisting and ringing happens. The body jerks up.
Like this.
Felix, the dynamite.
Joins.
Yeah.
Or moves to join them.
Elaine.
Yes. What? Yes.
You have the light thing, right? The little incense lighty. Can you put that on anything? Like, can you enchant your bullets with that and then shoot him? And then if that doesn't work, then we run to the pantry and figure something else out?
Yeah, enchant dynamite.
Oh, well, okay. Well, the dynamite's like a backup
How do I
plan.
enchant the dynamite?
I mean, we could theoretically, but
There's a
Really?
snap as a piece of the door jamb comes free.
I'm
Okay.
pounding
How
continues.
about we go barricade in the pantry, and then we can enchant some of the weaponry to toss out as soon as they start breaking into the pantry, because we're running out of time now, and I don't know if I have time to make it glowy boom boom.
okay. Okay, but okay. Okay, pantry is good.
The
Glowy
door
boom boom in house
splinters.
not good.
Let's go.
And
Is there like
Arson is leading the way.
these three figures begin to stumble into the room.
oh no, we're running. Running.
All right.
Yeah, to the pantry.
I guess we should probably go.
They do appear to fixate on the movement, but they aren't particularly fast.
Can I shoot one?
Yeah.
And see if it goes down?
Yeah.
Or at least how easily it goes down?
Yeah, as you're making an escape, you can certainly turn around and
37 out of 86.
oh, that's hard success. Double your die.
$21?
Oh yeah. You just catch it right between the eyes, and it just stands there and then falls over like a plank. One of the others that is shambling towards you even kind of trips over it as the one that was in front falls and kind of stumbles into the wall and then pulls itself back up, completely unconcerned.
All right, it seems like they at least go down. Let's move to the pantry.
All right. It's quite easy. You make your way into the pantry. It's a few steps. It's a not a full like deep root cellar. There is in fact a basement, but it is excavated a bit so that like milk and things can be stored a few feet below ground. It is quite full, but there is plenty of room if you squeeze to get in. There isn't exactly a lock on the door. At least not on the inside.
Cool. I am gonna just take my dagger and cut my hand and start drawing a blood ward on the door to try to seal it.
All right. Give me a power.
These dice are 15 out of 95.
Oh God, yeah. I'm just gonna say it works,
Okay.
right? like for whatever reason, like you get back whatever magic points it would cost. So Elaine slashes open her hand and uses it to draw a somewhat unsettling sigil on the door. And as soon as you complete it, the blood kind of starts to crawl and move, and the sigil changes ever so slightly, almost like what you had created physically was somewhat crude, but the magical essence is correcting it, and it creates these like baroque curlicues and these symbols within symbols. And you can see as the blood spreads, it begins to interact with hidden symbols that were embedded in the walls. And soon there is this very fine lattice work of blood with symbols kind of woven into it that seems to embed itself across the door opening and connect into the walls.
Okay, that should hold for
Thud.
at least a little while.
Thud. Thud.
You know, one of these days you're gonna have to teach us some of these cool tricks you got here, bud.
Yeah.
You survived this.
Maybe I was born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
I don't know. I feel like if you just pay attention to the words Elaine says, you can kind of piece together some things.
If you don't mind going insane.
I'm gonna slowly turn to Anna and be like, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe that's a bad idea if you're not practiced in what those things mean.
Okay, well, it helped, right? So
Okay, I'm just saying be cautious. So what is the plan from here? We're just barricaded in a pantry with a lot of things coming after us and lots of hours to dawn.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a choke point. We've got weapons. We've got ammo. I think we just hole up, and if they start to break down the door, then we just fill them full of lead.
Well, who has the most bullets?
I have quite a few.
All right,
We have a decent amount.
let me see your gun. See if I can
I'm gonna
enchant it to
hand
do more damage to these things.
I'm going to hand her my pistol.
All right, I'm going to say this is going to be hard because it's not something that you've spent a while studying.
Yeah. And is it power occult?
I think it's occult first.
Okay.
Because you're trying to draw on your knowledge to recreate a spell that you don't know.
I feel like these are weighted. That's a 14 out of 75.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
they just must be.
easily enough.
Okay. And then a power roll after.
Yeah.
Okay, that one is 69 out of 95.
Okay. So we will say that to make it easy, we'll say that you temporarily transfer some of whatever the enchantment is that makes things more vulnerable inside these wards directly into the bullets and weapons. You don't think it's permanent by any means, but it does mean that you believe that the effect that you saw, that the ghouls that were outside the house being effectively immune, is no longer going to be the case.
Hand it back. We're like, all right.
There's
If
little
they
strange
get in.
blood sigils crawling all over your weapons.
It's not permanent. It'll go away, but this should help for tonight.
Well, if we do survive this, maybe we should make this permanent.
Yeah, that's probably going to cost insanity.
Yeah, that's a deal for a person that's more apt in this than I am, but temporarily this is fine.
So, you are loaded for bear. After a period of time, the pounding stops. You hear shuffling as the two creatures move away. And then as you strain to listen, you hear the click-clack of toenails on hardwood floor. You just feel a presence on the other side, probing. You hear some of that same guttural chanting, and then a sound of disgust and frustration.
You didn't like that one, did you, bud?
Come out.
We don't have any keys. We left them all elsewhere. There's nothing here.
You will open.
I don't wanna. I don't wanna.
That's not what you said yesterday when you were trying to open everything up.
The intent
You're-
was something got lost in translation.
The finger that is still glowing eldritch blue-green is like, oh, I kind of do want to.
But what if we did?
No. Okay.
You don't say anything.
So, this blood ward that you just put up there, or this blood thing,
Mm-hmm.
obviously it stops them from coming in. Are we able to shoot through without interrupting it?
I wouldn't try to shoot through the door, because if
Okay.
you disturb the wards, that's
Why I asked.
usually breaks it. So yeah, save the bullets until they actually break it.
Okay.
Is there any kind of like dumbwaiter or anything like that?
No, this was, I mean, as you were scoping out the house, this is absolutely the most secure. There's no other entrance or exit.
Okay. Is there a
So-
gap under the door at all?
Oh, probably.
Arson turns to Felix. We could maybe get him talking and then roll some dynamite under the door.
Okay, there's not a gap that's dynamite. That's dynamite.
It's big enough for dynamite. That's a problem.
And you could have dynamite go off literally a foot away from you.
Felix is gonna go up to the door and try to talk to this dude again. So, what's your name? What should we call you?
Servant.
Is that a name or an occupation?
You also will serve.
Got it. Occupation. All right. So, key. What is the key supposed to open?
Paradise.
Okay. Okay. You know, that could be a good song one day. Anyways, you still haven't told us what this key is. What is this key that you are looking for? Does it have a name? Does it have a shape? Is it made out of metal? Is it...
You hear click clack of nails on wood as the figure retreats. You hear thudding footsteps as the dead follow. And then silence.
Does anybody have anything? Definitely not going out there, though.
I mean, if they aren't able to bust in, they aren't able to bust in. That's a good thing.
Does anybody have a watch on them? Pocket watch, wristwatch, something? Maybe we can keep track of time here.
I feel like I definitely have some kind of pocket watch for keeping pulse, etc. But
sure.
I also would like to be patching myself up a little more.
Oh yeah, you got some time. If you want to
I
make a
wanna be
medicine check.
little more, yeah, like a bigger one, because I'm not doing so hot in the number department there. So, just medicine.
Yeah.
A 19 out of 80.
Ooh, wow. Take 6 back.
Yay.
Double your health. Good that.
As then it just sews up the big gashes in her face.
So, okay, we have time. I feel like we should talk about a backup plan, right? And I feel like the backup plan isn't going to be one that people like, but it's a possibility.
What do you think the backup plan is going to be?
Well, okay. They said some words. They said keys. They said she's. So it's one of us, right?
It's, I mean, I'm going to be completely honest, Anna. I'm pretty sure it's you and the fact that you touched the thing and started opening the door for the flood to come through. So
Maybe
let's just put that out there.
maybe someone had it.
It is you.
I mean, it's probably your finger is still still glowing.
Yeah.
It's like in the shape of it's got notches and the glows.
You do the like ET thing.
Okay, so here's the thought, right? If we hold out as long as we can, ideally it doesn't come to this, right? This is why I said people might not like this plan. But ideally, if I do go with them, but I don't open the door, but you guys follow me with like better reinforcements, weapons, take them out at the source, maybe throw some dynamite. I assume they're gonna take us back to that portal thing underneath the house. Maybe we have to blow it up. That's where you can use all of your dynamite. I don't like this idea. I don't want to do it, but I'm saying theoretically think of a backup plan if we can't make this plan work, because I'm getting as Anna's like casually stitching herself up while rambling, she's like, I'm getting really stressed out, you guys.
Is there any way, like, Elaine, you know this magic stuff, is there any way you could just like transfer the keyness, like just like put
Transfer the keyness to what?
I don't know, in like, I don't know, like an apple or like something.
Because it's gonna be so much easier to keep an apple safe than a person that can shoot the people trying to kidnap her? Look, I understand that it's not exactly ideal that the key is a person, and it is unfortunate. But rest assured, none of us are gonna just hand her over and be like, yeah, have fun, open the gate.
No, we're definitely not
Like,
doing
let
that.
the damn flow free.
Alternative is death. I don't want you guys to die because I'm not going with them. If we can lure them into a false sense of security, reverse psychology them. I'm not saying I love this idea, but I'm thinking theoretically, if you need to use me, you theoretically can.
Yeah, but this is also presuming that they let us live.
Well,
I don't know if we can reverse psychology.
bargain.
You know, I think we might be, this, just me, I was going down a completely different path of logic here. They might be looking for the book of the flood, not Anna.
Ooh,
Because that might be the key to open up the other realm.
true. We don't even know where he took her though.
Exactly.
Oh,
So, I mean, we have two options here. It could be Anna. Yeah, she was trying to open up some type of door gateway thing, but there's also this with the flood that we don't know what it is,
yeah.
what it does.
But if we tell him we don't know where it is he might just leave and try to go find her.
Well, just let me...
Taking us at our word so far.
Yeah. Okay.
We really promise. Pinky swear even. You can cut off my pinky if I'm wrong.
Look, I'm hesitant to do this since I've already been doing a lot of magic, but let me take some time to see if I can get info from the future and see if that will assist us in making a decision on what we need to do from here. So I will use Augur and...
One more option. Backup plan to the backup plan.
I see backup plans are good. It's good to have options.
What if we just cut off Anna's finger?
Why are you always just chopping off limbs?
I mean,
I think
my-
that me glowing is from the house, not from the statue. I think
it's from the statue.
It's probably from the statue.
Yeah, it's from the statue.
Okay, so we're all out of agreement there. So we might be able to cut the finger off. Backup plan to the backup plan.
okay. It's
Okay,
an
but what if-
option.
It
Okay,
might go away.
I can't go back on
Theoretically,
my
the
own
finger
word.
might also still be the key, and then they just need the finger. So let's maybe not do
I
that.
can put it on like
Just
a
yet.
necklace. I can wear it around my neck.
No.
We destroy it.
Yeah, burn it.
Yeah.
It's a
Mm,
purifying
but it's
force, right?
Set
Going
it
to
on
be
fire,
that
destroy
easy
it.
to destroy it.
So Elaine, spend your 4 magic points. Take 2 sanity,
Anna's starting to have a panic attack in the corner.
and then make a power roll to see how well
Alright.
you interpret the portents.
It's good to have options.
I got another 14 out of 95.
Yeah.
What is up?
Wow.
Dang, babe.
I'm gonna use these dice from now on. This is amazing. Oh my god.
So let's see. You see a battlefield. Bodies strewn. Crows feeding. It's a site of atrocity. You see another world very close to this one. There's a hunger there. It's already here in pieces, trying desperately to find larger and larger chinks to work its way through. You see a moment of light and warmth flood into this other world. You see this dark intelligence rush towards the now open invitation to feed, only to see the door slammed in its face. You see its supplicants rousing themselves after spending a very long time without its presence, suddenly being re-energized with purpose to open that door again. You have a sense that there was a plan in motion, a complex plan in motion, but this open door offered a quicker path. You see the dead on the battlefield rise. Returning to being the army that they once were. You see, as the vision fades, you see them directed by a dark figure. They now also have a mission.
Oh boy. So there's gonna be a lot of zombies. And this is more of a convenience for the flood than it is like its only way out. So we should also be aware of that. But we still need to stop it from doing this.
But that also means that if the key was their only way in, they probably would stop at nothing trying to get in here. But if they have other options, then maybe we'll be safe waiting them out here.
Until the horde of undead comes pounding on the door.
Is that going to happen like immediately, or
The timestamps aren't exactly planted on the visions, but presumably it's not going to be 10 years in the future.
but can we at least make it to morning?
I can't say. I would say it's better to brace for the worst than hope for the best in this situation.
Okay.
So the question is does the I'm going to assume that at this point we're going to assume that they want Anna because she was the key, correct? They're not looking for the Book of the Flood.
They probably will look for the Book of the Flood if we thwart this, but for now I think that they are after Anna to open that door again, because that's easier for it to pass through than waiting for its whatevers to find the Book of the Flood and properly read her.
If Anna is the key, does that mean that she could close the door, not just open it?
It-
Plan,
so-
backup plan.
When
Telling you.
when it happened before, well, okay, I'm not saying I'm ruling out your backup plan. I do like it, and I would sacrifice my finger, but I think it's not just a finger. Like, it's kind of like, do you remember those symbols we saw on the walls going down to the statue area?
Mhm.
That's kind of what started it. And then they were swirling and like communicating with me, but it was nonverbal understanding. Like, I got what it was saying and it got what I was saying. And then when I started tracing it, that's when it opened. So it's not just like I feel like it's any finger / hand, stump, foot, toe, whatever.
Well, in that case, why wouldn't they just take some random person off the street that they've been throwing at the house, take them down to the tablet, and force them to do it?
Because there's no guarantee that it could work versus something that's already connected and therefore more susceptible to understanding again. As for making it close, I don't know. I was really messed up during that interaction, and I was not in control of any. It felt like I was, in fact, serving it, so.
You just reverse your drawing of the finger, right?
Yeah. Yeah, let me trap card Uno
Just-
reverse.
Yeah.
Do it backwards. That's definitely the answer.
Out of
I mean-
curiosity, could I get a hard listen from everyone?
Yeah. Oh, a 2 out of 10.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, 34 out of 10. Or, sorry, 34 out of 20.
Hard is a -20, right?
Hard is you have to hit half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to basically get a hard
I
success
got
to succeed.
31 out of 60.
Okay, so that doesn't pass. Because you have to get a 30 out of 60.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit at the 31.
Okay.
Got a 98.
Okay. So the only one, is it true that the only one passed to Anna? What'd you get, Elaine?
I got it. Oh,
I got a 34 out of 20. I didn't pass.
Okay. You would have had to get a 10 or whatever. Yeah. Okay, cool. So Anna, as this conversation is happening, it's a combination of hearing and also feeling. But I would like to give you to give me a dodge.
okay. Hey, that's a 5 out of 60.
So Anna, in mid conversation, goes quiet, looks around, looks down, and then leaps up just as hands burst through the earth below you.
Yup.
What did I tell you?
Lots of hands. I think everyone should give me a sanity roll. I think, Arson, if you fail, you're going to take more sanity loss than everyone else because of the whole hand situation.
Yeah. Whoop. It just rolled all the way across the room. Oh, that's a 40. And that's a 5. 45 under 50 something.
Cool. Take one.
Okay. 52 under 68.
Okay, take one.
69 out
Nice.
of 44.
Okay. Okay.
That's nice.
Roll a d6 for me.
Okay.
Make it a 5 or a 6.
Oh, it's a 1.
Oh, okay, well, take one. And Felix,
90, 93 over 70.
Okay, so not a botch or anything like that. Roll a d6.
That's a 4.
Okay, so you don't go insane. That's good. Take 4 sanity. As the corner of this kind of little dugout area is rapidly filling with badly decayed hands, many of them are just bones with little scraps of dried flesh on them. As they start clawing, you now feel this rush of rank air, and you can hear wheezing moans. What happens?
I'm gonna start swinging with my machete. I feel like that's the proper response to that.
I'm gonna take my pistol and just start shooting at the hands.
Yeah, also shooting at the hands.
All right. Anna, would you like to dodge me again?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, that one's not so great. It's a. Oh, wait, yes, it is. I'm bad at numbers. It's a 39. I thought it was a 93, but it's a 30 and a 9 out of 60.
Cool. You back up against the wall, getting away, and then you feel the bottles of preserves and stuff around you kind of pushing forward, and there's a crash, and then arms shoot out of the earthen walls and begin trying to grab at you.
No, thank you. I want to shoot it as well.
Okay. So rapidly, it's a target-rich environment. So I take it everyone is just kind of bunching up in the center and shooting and firing and hacking and slashing.
Huh.
Cool. Within moments, the bottom half of this room is just grasping hands. You see the occasional body start to try to pull itself out. You can even feel the ground underneath you begin to settle as dozens of these undead are burrowing up underneath. You can even see as they start to try to pull themselves out of the walls, they're just ripping off chunks of their comrades, mindlessly pawing and grabbing and clawing toward you. It is the most that you can do to keep their hands off you or to sever hands as they grab you. And then the door flies open. The shimmering web of protective energy floating free in space as a tall figure presses itself through the protective ward, the lines of blood etching fine patterns on its white wrappings. As the figure reaches forward, grabs Anna, and pulls her out of the room.
Yay.
I think we'll stop right there.
Yeah.
Ah, jeez.
Oh, no.
But Anna, you are embraced in the arms of a bandaged figure.
I don't even want the money, the job reward anymore. I don't. I just want to quit. I
No
don't wanna
longer a
give it-
key, you're a bride.
Yeah.
I don't.
Next episode's the wedding episode. Surprise!
It's a shotgun wedding.
Yeah, they're eloping. It's beautiful.
You can have
They're gonna
zombie
go
bridesmaids.
Have a nice honeymoon in hell.
Right?
But their colors are just splotchy and not uniform.
It's true.
We can never make this work.
Gray and mold green are not not the colors that you would have picked.
Gray and green as on their own, sure, great colors. Mold green, not so much. And the black like sludge, whatever you call it, just kind of ruins the whole
it
aesthetic.
sets off the weathered yellow of their exposed bones.
Exactly.
Really makes them pop.
No one thinks about this. Certainly not the person trying to become my husband. So
it's romantic.
No, it's not.
It is.
We're at the end of the world together. I mean, come on.
It's true.
It's got a ton of romance to it.
It's
Anna
true.
and Katie both are hopeless romantics, and this is not the move. In fact, there was no consent given. There was just yoink.
It's fine. It's fine. You're just gonna leave your friends behind in the room of undead grasping hands.
I mean, if it had come down to it, I would have given myself up to save them anyway. So again, this is why
You could have not dodged, and then they just would have. Then we would have ended on you being pulled into the earth.
Well, I tried to put up resistance.
It's all good. It's all good. So far, no one has died. You only have 6 hours until dawn, so everything's probably going to be fine.
At least you have a good idea of where we're gonna go.
And you killed like 6 or 7 of the 30 odd ghouls. So that's good.
Yay.
And it so far the only people who died were the neighbors.
Our KD ratio is pretty good.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks Batty for the raid. It was fine. They made really good choices. It started with Anna opening up the window so the ghouls could come in.
Once again, in hindsight, I see where maybe I have, in fact, made several egregious errors.
It's fine.
I mean,
character, and that's what counts. That's what matters. That's what's important.
I was trying to make it seem like we didn't break and enter, but it doesn't matter! If Damon's the bad guy anyway, then breaking and entering was never wrong in the first place, and maybe Dr. Forrest should keep better track of his adopted Cthulhu-infested son. But I'm just saying, if he kept better track of his kids, we wouldn't be in this predicament.
Yeah.
See, I was assuming this whole time that Damon and Forrest were like secret lovers.
That I thought he was old. Well, you can be older. I thought he was like still a teen to young adult.
Damon is based on your research in his early 20s. Mr. Forrest is probably 40.
I mean, he could be like a sugar daddy. I'm not knocking it. There's no judgment. In fact, there's endorsement.
Eldritch loving sugar daddy. That's.
I thought it was like a dad, but it could be a daddy.
I will say it was either Arson or Felix who got a good read on Mr. Forrest, and I will say that the feelings as he was glancing up toward Damon's room were layered and complex.
That was Arson that got that read.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Arson, you have that read from Mr. Forrest, and you also know that whoever this individual is has a fixation on Anna. And there's likely layers of complexity in the relationships, which we will explore next time at the zombie wedding.
Woohoo!
Did you guys RSVP? I really need to know for seating,
Say the
chart, and
date.
catering.
It depends if we die.
Right.
I never
Because
got
then
an
we'll come
invite.
back and be undead.
Do you want the chicken or the fish or the mold
Yeah.
that turns you into a monster?
Ooh, there might be some fish monsters. Is that like cannibalism? Should we just take fish off the menu? I don't want to offend anyone's family.
Yeah. All right. Is it Bride side or Cthulhu side? Yes. So well done. You survived assault by ghouls, and then the change in plan, which was to raise a bunch of undead, to come in because they aren't quite as susceptible to the projections. So awesome. Well done. You are not dead. Hey, let's do the thing where we go around. Yo, Tough.
All right. Hi, I'm 98 Tough Love, or Tough Torfleton, some other variety of nickname. I stream over on twitch.tv/98 Tough Love. And other than that, I'm here. And that's it. Go Fellaine.
My name is Villain. You can find me at Juices or here on C+ Content. That's pretty much about it.
I'm Katie. Now that I'm home, I can be found at Juices TV and here and in Tough Loves and in Chevs and in various other friends trying to pop into friends that we've rated recently on all the channels. So I'll be around town.
Hey everybody, I'm Chev. I usually spend my time in various people's chats, but I also stream myself playing Mahjong, which is a card game, and listening to music and chilling and hanging out with my cat. And we're usually live a couple times a week, so if that sounds like your jam, come check us out. Otherwise, I'm also here sometimes playing some RPGs. It's been fun.
Awesome. Cool. We'll be back sometime soon to find out what else happens to this lighthearted crew with their Scooby-Doo hijinks. Either it's going to be a wonderful romantic wedding, or everyone will go crazy, or both. It's entirely possible. Hey, we should say goodbye to our friends on the YouTube, and then we'll come back here and chat a bit and raid out. So goodbye, YouTube friends.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye.